Across the centuries. Across the globe. Ordinary people who follow an extraordinary God. Hear the stories of how God changed people like you and me, and through them changed the world. They are Game Changers.
Good morning, welcome to this week's All Age. Now, me and Naomi have been having some intense discussions about whether some of the things she does are right or wrong.
So we decided to ask some people in church what their thoughts were. See if you agree.
Wearing your pyjamas when you're not actually in bed.
30 people said it was right, with Phoebe saying it makes it easier to get into bed when you've already got your pyjamas on. And 4 people said it was wrong.
Having tomato ketchup with your roast dinner.
13 people saying it was right, with Zoe saying a roast dinner isn't complete without tomato ketchup. And 32 people said it was wrong, with Dave saying wrong, wrong, wrong.
Putting the heating on in September.
23 people said it was right, with Vicky saying heating is dependent on temperature, surely. If I lived in Tenerife, I don't think I'd need the heating on. Scarborough is a different matter altogether. And 10 saying it was wrong, with Lucy saying stick a jumper and some socks on and man up.
I'm not sure whether you agreed with all of those. It doesn't really matter though, because for some things there's no real right or wrong. There are other situations though where there's a definite right or wrong. I want to tell you a story about something that happened only 65 years ago, about someone called Rosa Parks. Now, Rosa lived in a place called Alabama in the USA. Rosa and her family weren't able to live in nice places. They couldn't go to nice schools or even go to eat in nice restaurants. They couldn't go to certain swimming pools or certain parks just because they were black. Then one day, Rosa said no. Rosa was sitting in a bus, but she was asked to move seats for a white man to sit down. She said no. She didn't shout or fight, she just said no, because she knew what she was being asked to do was wrong. She went to prison for saying no to injustice. Because of her though, other people also said no, this isn't right. And little by little, life became less unfair for black people in America. The Bible has a lot to say about injustice. For example, this verse from Isaiah chapter 1 verse 7. Learn to do right, seek justice, defend the oppressed, take up the cause of the fatherless, plead the cause of the widow. As Christians, God tells us here to stand up against injustice. Maybe that's just saying no, or saying that something isn't right and taking it further. Maybe we have to stand up in our workplace, or in our schools, or in our country. But we're not just told to stand up for justice when we're the ones being treated unfairly, but we're to stand up for others too. I wonder, what do you think that we as a church need to stand up for today?